arthritis. Let's look at it. Osteo, RA, doesn't matter. Arthritis, what is that? Inflammatory problem where? In the joints. But let's look at this. What system would be involved with arthritis? Would it be your blood? Nope. Let's try another one. Well, wait a minute, there's only one more. So we want the system that causes the owies, right? That's the lymphatic system. So what's going on with you? Kidneys and adrenals, sweetheart. You've got to fix your kidneys and adrenals, clean up your bowels, get your lymph system moving, and it's going to... Arthritis is more chronic, I've said this before, but you can get rid of this. You get rid of these acids, and these joints, these fingers, will straighten themselves right back up. It's going to take you about a year to do it. At least put yourself in that way, but you want those fingers straightened right back up, because this is happening all through you. This acidosis just isn't in the joints, by the way. This is all through you. This just happens, the joints just happen to get the most movement, therefore produce the most acids. So they're the ones more prone, but it's head to toe. So this is something that you gotta fix, and that's moving your lymphatic system, dear one. You're just such a great soul. You get in there and you tear this apart, and you get that body well. Get your adrenals up. There's your steroids. Get your kidneys filtering, and get your lymph system cleaned out, and all these acids will come out. I've straightened up so many gnarly fingers straight again. It's not even funny. Matter of fact, a local newspaper was in my office one day along with Fox News, and they're recording a story on a cancer case, and this little old lady, she was 70-some years old. She was an organ player at a church, and I think I brought her up before. She had gnarly fingers. She couldn't play anymore, and in 3.5 months, total raw, her fingers were all straight but one. And when they were in there with the camera, she said, well, I've got a story, and they went like this, and she showed her hands, and she made the newspaper and the story too. So always ways to help yourself. Hi, Doc. Hi, Mark. I had heard you say numerous times to avoid the acid fruit for people who have severe arthritis, like RA, rheumatoid arthritis, and probably some other symptoms. I don't understand why. When the body metabolizes the acid fruit, isn't the net result on alkalizing effect on the body? It is. But there are still, especially when you pick unripe, there's still acid factors in some fruits, like the citrus fruits, and it's just like tomatoes. They're still there that can set off acid against acid. Don't ask me why that is. Now, good ripe fruit, you won't see that. But in America here and in some parts of the world where the fruit is very unripe, even at the grocery stores, that's problematic in the sense that it tends to be more on that growth side, more on the acid side. That's the #1 problem with citruses and everything else. You pick a organic orange off a tree. If it's not as sweet and it doesn't put a smile on your face, somebody didn't know how to grow that fruit. When you eat a piece of fruit, you should be going, oh baby, this is so good. Oh man. That's when a farmer can grow fruit like that, we're all going to get healthy, because that's exactly what Homo sapiens are looking for, that burst of flavor and deliciousness that good fruit picked ripe is. What exactly do acid fruits do? My mom has severe arthritis in her knees, and I'm feeding her a grapefruit every morning, and I'm wondering if this is, it's not damaging, but if she doesn't feel worse or more pain with it, keep her going on it, because grapefruit is definitely a great cleanser and alkalizer of the human body. So don't let that stop you. If she notices more pain eating it, then I would shift to grapes or something. Apples, grapes, peaches, the subacid category. I'm just saying, it's definitely true on nightshades. But I've had cases where they were so acidic that even the acid fruits caused them a little problems. But mostly on the nightshades, which obviously is the toxic plant family, and Saint Mat. Now, this lady is RA, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, about the same thing. This is systemic, this is chronic systemic acidosis. Now, you might check your eye, sweetheart, to see if you have orange in your pupil, because I'm telling you, I hardly ever see an RA case without a lot of sulfur. And that just adds for a lot of fungus, uric acid, da-da-da-da-da. So it's all about acidosis, but then the initiating factors, and like I said, RA tends to have a lot of sulfur. But irregardless, you have to clean it all out of you. It'll take you a little time, but you can get yourself out of pain and you want to. Guess what's down in you? Big time adrenals. Hit the adrenals, get the kidneys going too, because you need those steroids in your body, no question. Dr. Morse, this is Organic Superman again. Hey, bro. I have my dad on. Oh, that's good, man. Proud of you, bro. He's dad on raw fruits and juices. He's doing well on them, feeling good. However, prior to this, he had osteoarthritis. He has had one hip replacement and one ankle fused. I fear this and other good hip is not starting to become affected by OA. I also believe arthritis does in most cases spread throughout the body. What can I do to slow it down? The process thinks this is very important to me. David from Scotland. David from Scotland. Arthritis isn't a disease that's creeping all through him. This is his lymph system, which is all through him and is not filtering well through his kidneys. This again goes back to a kidney and adrenal gland problem. Now with your dad being your dad with the kidneys and all that, he runs the risk of prostate problems, so have his PSA checked, lower back, you know, all the standard stuff that goes with the kidney weakness. But this is all about acids and the body's response to that. The acids, of course, deals with the pain and that sort of thing, but it's the response of removing calcium out of joints or connective tissue to fight that, creating bone spurs and the like, calcifications. So if he wants to save the other hip, he's got to get his kidneys filtering, because that's the end all of this whole thing. I also really want to ask you about juvenile arthritis. My friend's beautiful 5-year-old girl has it. Now listen, this is what we're talking about. These kids, they're coming along. We've got 7-month-year-old liver cancer case, 3-year-old brain cancer case, 5-year-old brain cancer case. This is just what we're seeing, and the sadness is that we still have major control of allopathic people over your children. But what would you do with juvenile diabetes? Any different than you would with adult diabetes, or arthritis? Any difference? No, none whatsoever. This is a little person. So what we have here is serious kidney, adrenals, and lymphatics. And of course, at 5 years old, the mama has to look at her lymphatic system, her kidneys and adrenals. That's the core of this issue. Clean up the bowels. Do the same thing in a 5-year-old you would an adult. You don't do as much herbs, and you do a lot less herbs. Uterine cancer. Let's see, 1 year ago I had uterine cancer, and now they are checking me for Lynch syndrome. I know I have thyroid problems, hep C, arthritis, both RA and osteo. Sounds like you got a lot of sulfur in that body, sweetheart. Neuropathy in my feet, degenerative joint disease, and on and on and on. I am falling apart. I didn't have money to spend on naturopathic. I guess that's what you mean, doctors. And my Medicare, yeah, they don't pay worth a crap. Well, yeah, oh, you're on methadone for the pain. Jeez, honey. Well, sweetheart, is this a male or a female? Anyway, listen, you want to really tear into your lymph system. I mean, this is obvious. Obviously, you know, an itis is acidosis, and you're going to be losing calcium out of joints. You're going to be losing calcium out of connective tissue. The only way you can stop this realistically is to remove the acids or get this river of lymph moving again. You're stagnant. That's big time adrenals. You're low in steroids. Your kidneys aren't filtering, obviously, and so you're seeing this uterine cancer, hands down. You weren't moving your lymph. And you see that everything you say here is related to your lymphatic system. No one has to die with anything here. If you wait too long, it might be hard to get you back, but no one should die from anything. The body is a regenerative organ here. Just because the medical doctors don't have a clue, these guys should be the minor side of life. Alternative. If you need to, if we can't get you, you might check that door. There is another one I want to read here. This is for Danny. And Danny is a 39-year-old struggling with RA, rheumatoid arthritis, very badly. He's super depressed and all of this. And you never notice when you see the RAs and you see these, go to the parathyroid, you'll see a lot of parathyroid issues here. Almost like calcium is pulled but can't be taken back because of the parathyroid hormones law, or calcitonin, one of the two. And it's not pulling calcium back, and so then you see more of the calcifications and that sort of thing. So, Danny, all I'm going to say, my friend, is hang in there. Jennifer's, it looks like this is Jennifer's writing. We've been working with you. It feels better on the glandulars. Still very emotional, but you get your adrenals up. The adrenals are always involved in all arthritises, all fibromyalgias, all lupuses, all these things are all the adrenals. This is all acidosis at one level or another, and just affects different factors in the human body, but you know, this is just all that way. So Danny, hang in there, my friend. She watches our YouTube site and everything, and so hang in there. You'll get you have to work for your health on this planet. It's just the way life is right now. We've been treating symptoms and avoiding causative factors. Now you have to address causative factors. There's no other way to get remedy, so hang in there. You probably have, I mean, of all my RA cases, only one has an eye without sulfur, and I've got hundreds of them probably, and there's sulfur in every one of them. So it makes RA a little bit harder if you have a lot of sulfur in there, because taking sulfur out. I've said this before, in rheumatoid arthritis, which is RA, I have one person that their eyes did not have sulfur in it. One person that was diagnosed with RA that did not have sulfur in their eyes. So you could be up against a little mountain here with all the sulfur. If indeed you have sulfur in your eyes, take a look, get a real close-up mirror, shine a flashlight, see if you have sulfur in there. It doesn't matter, it just has to all come out. Watch your stools for orange stuff, but really start moving on that lymph system. Same type of protocols I recommend for everybody, because this is how you dig into the lymph system. This is how you get the kidneys, and what we know. He also has psoriatic arthritis. Now, isn't that funny? They're now saying, well, you have arthritis because of psoriasis. I mean, they play with these friggin' names as diseases. If it's like, oh, well, now you've got arthritis from psoriasis. It's like, excuse me? This is systemic acidosis. Everything is up for grabs. Arthritis? How about cancers? How about all that? And not to use it in the frame of diseases. Holy crap. But understand, my friends, this is systemic acidosis. So anything, you lose your joints, you lose your hips, you lose your knees, you're in pain, your nervous system, you get neuropathies. All these things start taking place. Then you start, because of the body's effort to fight this, then you have the calciums and the cholesterols, then you get into strokes and heart attacks. And then the edema comes in, and then you get into pulmonary edemas and swelling of the body and blah, 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 blah. All the same stuff. Simple stuff, but not always simple to get a remedy, Mark. So you're going to have to work on this one. Your body's full of it. Make sure, my friend, that you're filtering, or you're going to lose that knee. You got it in the knees, the thumbs, the toes. Suffice to say that waking up in the morning and taking the first steps is a painful one, and particularly in the morning, because all that lymph is stagnant through the night. You're just laying there. Not that activity makes the kidneys filter, that's another misnomer, but at least it kind of gets things moving around a little bit, pulling these acids maybe a little more interstitial. But you got some detoxing to do, my friend.